So the emails, I know you all know what I'm talking about, so let me tell you all a little story. A story that will show what cognitive dissonance really looks like to an extreme that I truly didn't think was possible, but it is what we're seeing in the world today. So around March, April of 2020, when everything so-called started sharing my opinion, my information with close friends that I'm actually in a group chat with on WhatsApp for years now, about 40, 45 of us from high school. And in the beginning, I'm sharing things about Dr. F, and many different topics relating to the idea that this thing didn't come from a bat. And maybe it was created in a lab. And maybe what they're telling us isn't true. And I was criticized and put down. And they all asked for one thing. They said, Jason, give us proof. Where is your proof? And I did my best to show them the research that led me to connect the dots. But that wasn't enough for them. So I said, you guys, you know what? I can't prove it to you, obviously, because you don't want to see what's right in front of you. It's not enough for you. So time will tell, and the proof will come. Well, over the past few days, the proof did come out. And the evidence is there on literal emails that you can read. So I took the headlines from the news, and now, about a year and a half later, I sent a snapshot of those headlines and reminded them of what they said about a year and a half ago. And guess what happened next? A few of them, without even saying anything, left the chat. Now, why would somebody leave the chat? Is it something to judge somebody for? No, absolutely not. So I decided, let me try and put myself in their shoes. Let me see what they could be going through. That's called cognitive dissonance. When you believe something to such an extent that no matter what proof or evidence comes forth, like it did over the past few days, you're not willing to see it. Now, the truth is, most of humanity right now, the collective right now, is experiencing a major state of cognitive dissonance. And it's not comfortable, but it is happening. And it's happening because what we thought was true, when I say we, I'm talking about the collective, actually isn't. And the evidence and the proof shows otherwise. Yet with that, even with the proof, even with the evidence, it's not enough. Which leads me to understand one very simple thing. There's no such thing as proof. There's no such thing as evidence. Because if the person looking at that proof or evidence doesn't want to believe it, they will come up with a way to falsify it. To say, no way, that's not true, even if it is on the objective level. Even when you see emails written by the man saying contradictory things to what he said to the rest of the world for the past 15 months, and a whole lot longer than that, but we're just going to stick to this hoax. So, for those of you who are experiencing that cognitive dissonance, you're experiencing it for a reason, not to run away from it, to learn from it. It's okay if you once thought something that today is not 100% what you thought to be true. And on the other side of the equation, for those of you that have been saying this and this and this and this is truly happening and have been criticized for it, there's no need to put it in everybody's face that criticized you over the past 15 months, because it was nothing personal. Even when people call you not nice names, they call you an idiot, they criticize you, they put you down, no matter what individuals do when you share your truth, putting it in their face will not solve anything. Putting yourself in their shoes and seeing the cognitive dissonance that they may be going through and that they are going through right now is step one to healing this whole topic that we're experiencing right now. So there's a big divide. And it's not just a divide between different people. There's also a divide between individual people of themselves because they don't know what to believe anymore. The people that were sure that their leaders had their best interests are now not sure anymore. The people that gave their power away to their leaders, I call them rulers, but their leaders are not sure if they did the right thing anymore. And those same individuals lined up to get injected with an experiment that they have no idea what exists inside. Now, for anybody that wakes up to that truth at this point, it's not easy. It could be scary. And it's major cognitive dissonance. Dissonance on every level. So for those of you on the side that have been preaching and the other side wasn't listening to you, don't put them down now because the proof and the evidence is out. Help them, stand by their side and tell them you're here for them. Because that's the only way we're going to change on the collective level. It's not about flashing your ego and saying, you see, I'm right. I know it's satisfying. Believe me, I know it's satisfying. And you can feel that way internally, absolutely 100%. But if we put that onto others in their time of need right now, when they're going through that cognitive dissonance, it only makes their journey more difficult. And ultimately, no matter what path we choose, no matter what choices we make, we are one. And the only way we're going to reach a better reality is all together, not individually, but all together. And as always, divided we fall, united we fly. So let's unite even in our times of need and our times of whatever side you come from here. We're all on the same side, even if we made different choices, even if we called each other names, even if we put down one another. For whatever reason it may have been, it was never personal. No matter what that individual said to you when you were trying to show them the truth, it was never personal, even if they called you names. The only reason they gave that resistance is because they weren't ready to let go. And even with the evidence and even with the proof, many people are not ready to let go. Let's honor that. Let's be okay with that. And instead of bashing the other side for finally proving that they were wrong all along, hold their hand and say it's okay. It's difficult, but we're in this together. I love you all, and thank you very much, as always, for all your support. And for all of you who have called me crazy and an idiot and criticized me and called me names, I love you to death. And I know it's not personal. Divided we fall, united we fly. Thank you very much, everybody.